Have you been given that scariest diagnosis, the big C word, cancer? If you have been newly diagnosed with any sort of cancer, my heart goes out to you, and I hope that you get all of the support you need to go through the journey that you're about to embark on, because I can tell you it's not an easy journey, and you need everything in your arsenal to go through it seamlessly, hopefully. Okay, and because of that, I have sort of put together some mistakes that I hope that you can learn from, that would help you to make your journey to healing easier and faster. You can call it your cheat book, right? And these are some of these mistakes are the ones I made personally, or the ones that from talking to people that are in similar situation have mentioned. So I try not to make the videos long, so if I don't cover all of the mistakes today, I will do a part 2, but I'll try my best to go through it. All right, so without further ado, let's dive into the first mistake that I made when I got the cancer diagnosis. Was to blame. I desperately wanted to have something to pin it on as to why I got that cancer. I guess it's sort of a human thing. Maybe could have made me feel better to know that, oh, okay, this is the cause, or that is the reason, or that. I tell you, I thought about everything, anything and everything. I consider myself to be a like a healthy, conscious person, eating right, exercising, all what you'd call all the right stuff, right? And I'm a Christian, I pray, and I have faith in God. So like, why? How? Where did this come from? What could have caused it? I was in this for weeks, and I tell you, it did not help me in any way. Like, I was stuck in it for a long time. It didn't help me in the road to recovery. And I did not only blame myself. Let me shock you. I blamed my husband. I blamed my husband as well for, is he not praying for me enough? Did he not cover me enough? Did he a lot of things. I went back to my teenage years. Would it be what I ate or what I did before? I lived a very conservative life, so I couldn't really pinpoint it, and that did not help matter. But guess what? That did not help my mental health either. That sort of delayed my road to coming to terms with stuff and getting going ahead with what the plan of treatment is, and just the resolution, let's call it resolution. So I'd say to you, please, even if you feel like your lifestyle has contributed to the reason why you've been diagnosed with cancer, let me tell you something. Blaming yourself over and over, or blaming anyone or anything actually will not solve or resolve or put you to that position where you can begin to go through your treatment and the recovery process. So please quit the blame game. Don't blame yourself, don't blame other people. And if you have a loved one who has been diagnosed with cancer, don't blame them. Let me even shock you. Did you know that some cancers are even not preventable? I have had people say, oh, I never drank, I never smoked, and and they still got cancer. And I've always wondered why, as a medical professional. But from my research, I have actually got to understand that cancer is not some cancers cannot be prevented no matter what you do. So, and the prevalence is so much right now. Don't blame yourself. I don't want to go, of course, but please do not blame yourself. Focus on going through the process of recovery. And another thing I would say, I mentioned, mistake number 2 is do not isolate yourself. Okay, it's easy to shut down. I did shut down. I shut down, I shut up. I'm the kind of person that is a caregiver. I give care. I don't really know how to put myself in a position of receiving care from people. So I think that contributed a lot. I shut down. I shut everyone out. I'm not a sharer. Like anyone who knows me, that I'm not a sharer. I'm not a sharer at all, especially when it comes to do with anything negative going on in my life, even to my closest people. And I tell you that it's not okay. That's not okay mentally for you, especially when it comes to cancer. Now, I'm not telling you to go and announce it or tell every Dick and Tom, Dick, and Harry. By the way, if you're telling me Tom, Dick, or Harry, this is not personal. That's what's happening. No, that's not what I mean. Except that's the way that you help. That's the way that you deal with stuff, right? But if you're like me, instead of completely shutting everyone out, including your partner, or if you have older children that understand what's going on or what might be going on, please, sit down, talk about it, talk. There is something that talking does. It kind of helps you to know that you're not alone. It helps the people around you to know how they can help you. Like, also they are dealing with stuff. They are also affected. So everyone is affected in this, right? So think about yourself, think about your loved one. I'm not saying that you can't just take off and just to process. Yes, everyone has that time or needs that time to kind of process this kind of life challenging course, right? But please don't dwell in it for a long time. Talking would help your mental health, and you really need to be in a good mental space. And I'm still particular about choosing the kind of people that you talk to, right? You need to select your target. Are they the people that would help you mentally, or are they the people that will cause you more stress? When I decided to go outside with my husband and began to open up about what was going on to other family members and friends, I was very careful who I opened up to. I opened up to my spiritual coverings, that's my pastors, because I know that they will be covering me spiritually. And every other person that knew about it, I knew like their position in my life and what it is that they can bring to do. Because trust me, there are some people you will tell about this are going to cause you more stress than bring solutions. So be careful who you talk to. Make sure you're talking to people who are bringing solution to the table, not adding to the amount of problem that you already have. All right, so that's point number 2. Number 3, don't make this mistake, please. Whilst when you get cancer is an enchanted course for a lot of people. What I mean by that is you don't really know much what's going on. You don't really know much in that field of cancer treatment, recovery, and all of that. And it's so easy in this internet age for us to just jump out and go and research things for ourselves. That is good. Researching things for yourself, having an open mind as to what the treatment plans are. But what I must tell you, please, if you have to do that, make sure that you're doing that under the covering and under the guidance of a professional in that field. So what do I mean? If you're talking to your oncology team or any medical, like the conventional sort of people, yes, they're experts, right? They can tell you up to date the treatment and all of that. And if by any chance you do not agree with the treatments that they're preferring, which is okay, it's fine and good, but what I must advise you not to do is to go to Google and Google up stuff, or go to YouTube and listen to people who might have gone through the journey and all of that. Again, those are good, but I tell you, please don't base your decision on all of the things that you hear without professional guidance. If you want to go unconventional means not the normal chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and all of that. Please, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure that you're doing it under the guidance of a professional who can give you, tailor it to you, to yourself, all right? I'm not doubting, I'm not telling you that all of the things that you saw on YouTube and all the people that have used so and done so doesn't work. I can tell you that it did work for them. I have seen a few. But know that there are so many variables, okay, which are not put out there. The person might not be able to tell you, okay, this is your exact case. How do I put this so I don't confuse you? Everybody is unique. Cancer affects people, even if the same diagnosis of cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, lung cancer, any kind of cancer, every cancer affects the people in different ways. There are different variables that can make one to respond to a certain thing and another person not to respond to a certain thing. Okay, so whilst you're going off to do your own research and make your own decisions, please do it under the guidance of a professional, conventional or unconventional, because you really do need someone who will be monitoring you. You need someone who would monitor the progress. Okay, so this thing that I'm doing, is it working? This thing that I'm doing, what's the progress? What's like, you need to be monitored, okay? Because it's cancer is not joking. I know that everybody knows that it's a pretty serious situation. So please, I don't know, I have said this, I cannot say this enough. Do it under the guidance. Don't trust Google, don't trust YouTube. And when I say under the guidance of a professional, please make sure that the results that they're telling you that I have gotten is traceable. Traceable in the sense that you can tell that, okay, this is the person they've worked it, and these are the variables. Does it work for you? Would it work for you? And all of that. Very important. Okay. And I'm going to mention is things that a lot of people take for granted. Okay. Give it that cancer is a huge thing, and the professionals that are looking after you know they are experts in the field, but you are not. Okay, so a lot of times the experts are not very good at explaining a lot of things in your layman term where you can understand it. And when you're talking about treatment plans, I guess what I'm trying to say is ask questions, because if you don't ask, they will just assume that you know. All right. In my own case, I think there was a lot of assumptions, probably because I am a medical professional myself, but I'm not a cancer expert. But like when it comes to the surgery, the chemotherapy, radiotherapy, all of that, ask questions, the kind of questions that you should be asking. I think I'll do a whole different videos in different aspects, or the kind of questions that you're asking if you're going through surgery, going through chemotherapy, going through radiotherapy, and any other adjuvant therapy. I'll make a video on that. But do ask questions. No question is a foolish question. You're better off asking more questions than not asking enough questions. And what this helps you to do is it helps to prepare you, right, for the journey ahead. It helps you to set your house in order. What I mean by that is, if you're going through like chemotherapy or surgery, like there's an extended recovery period, you just really need to know timelines, what's happening, and when it's happening, how it's happening, where it's happening, how long it's going to happen for. So just ask questions. But when you're asking questions, don't go ask a question to a market woman. Don't ask questions to someone who doesn't have a experience, or who doesn't have, it's not an expert in the field that you're asking questions. So ask your team questions. All right, that would help you, that would help prepare you. And I left this one for the last, but that's not because I don't understand the severity of cancer, right? Not because I don't understand the effect that it has on people, but I just need you to know, whilst it's the scariest diagnosis anyone could ever wish to hear, I need you to know that cancer diagnosis is not always a death sentence. Just put yourself in that headspace, like, I've been diagnosed with cancer, I can beat this. Once you put yourself in that headspace, do it as soon as possible. The reason I say it is because you need all of the fighting power, the physical, spiritual, mental, every form of arsenal that is available in this life to fight. But you can't if you're already given up from the beginning. Oh, I've been diagnosed with cancer, the next thing is death. It's not really. And let me tell you something. Whilst it's difficult to hear, whilst it's very challenging, I need you to understand that every single person in this world actually should live with the consciousness of tomorrow is not promised. All right. And whilst you're living in that consciousness, you just need to know, okay, then tomorrow is not promised. I've been diagnosed with cancer. I don't know what's going to happen. Even if you've been given a slim chance, please listen to me. Live each day as positive as possible, because there is no point really wallowing or fearing death or fearing the worst or envisaging the worst and wasting the day that you have. Today is the only one that you have, that you can say, okay, I have today, right? This moment. So live this moment and give it your best mentally, your best with people around you, your best in any way that you describe best, so long as it's not self-destructive. Okay. There's a popular I'm going to quote my pastor here. He says, peg it. So peg means positive expectation of good. If you're positively expecting good to come, it would come more than likely. And most times, most of the things that we fear doesn't actually even happen. And then we find out that now the thing that I feared did not happen, yet I've wasted the precious moment that I could have used to be happy, to enjoy the moment that I have at this time with my loved ones is gone, you know. So please don't put yourself in that shoe. I am rooting for you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for us. We will come through this. We will get through it and we'll come out shining. But whilst the battle is ongoing, don't waste your time. Don't waste the life that you've been given. Each day is a gift. See it as one and use it as one. Whilst you're going through this, I pray for you that the strength you need, the support you need, the help that you need will be given to you. The right team that will look after you, whether you're going conventional or unconventional, with a treatment plan will be made available. In the meantime, please stay positive, peg it. Remember, positive expectation of good. Peg each day and look after yourself. Stay strong. Until next time, bye-bye.